host, Jesse Ure, and today we're going to be talking about the habit of status. What is your status? You see, status used to mean popularity, how many friends you have in life, and now it actually means how many followers, how many likes, how many people you have on your social media. Think about this. How many friends do you really have on Facebook? And of those friends, how many do you really know? How many do you talk to consistently on a daily basis? How many followers or friends do you have on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever this is? But we live in a society where we care more about followers and our status more than anything else. Today we are judged or not judged by our followers, by your followers. And I first experienced this back in November. We had some shit go sideways, and it was in a group I was coaching for Wake Up Warrior, where some guys had went through an experience where people were promoting podcasts, and this guy was the one doing all of this, and he was doing it with fake listeners, fake reviews, and iTunes actually shut them down. We even named it. It was called like Podcast Gate. But several of the podcasts were actually shut down and suspended because of clickbait and click farms and all these other things. And basically what it was is this gentleman was promising clients top positions in iTunes while paying people to do these different things on click farms, clickbait, to get their shows in the top. Yet they barely had any listeners at all. Most of the guys couldn't believe it when it all happened, and everyone just kind of started blaming each other, pointing fingers and like, hey, I didn't know what was going on. And it turned out to be a complete shit show. And as much of a shit show as it brought to attention, was any of it even real? Was any of the rankings, were any of the top spots, were any of these things even real? And then it got me to think, well, does everybody do this? Do the top podcasts or top, likes or top followers on Instagram, do they pay people to promote their accounts, to get them likes? Is it normal? Do all people pay someone to get noticed? And these were all questions I started asking myself. Do they do this in the music industry? Do they do this in circles? And if I have to answer it, I'm going to tell you, I think everybody does this. Whether you're in music, whether you're in podcasts, whether you're on Instagram, whether you're on Facebook. Because here's what I know. I started my own brand and my own coaching business back in December. And I had to go through some learning experiences myself. I paid people to help me with my Instagram account, which I still do today. The difference is I met people who promised more followers. They swore up and down it was organic, real followers. And then I began to realize that half of the people on my Instagram after about 2 or 3 months was Taliban fighters. And as I began to realize this, what I began to do is realize that people were promising to be legit and then only to find out that they were actually screwing up my Instagram count even worse. So today, I'm stuck having to work 3 to 4 times harder to get real organic followers than if I would have just continued to do that down my path. And maybe I wouldn't have as many friends or as many followers, but they would actually be real followers. So I'm asking myself, was it really worth it? Is it really worth it? Is it really worth it to pay for these followers? Well, and I could say it wasn't at the time, and it's still not, because it takes way more effort and way more work to do it the right way, to come back and have to fix it after it's all been done. Now, this whole podcast kind of led me over this last weekend. I was at a mutual friend's house, and he had some influencers there, and a lot of them were millennial social media stars. And they were guys like doing filming and stuff for his show and their shows. But the first way that these people were introduced and talked about it was all about how many people or how many followers they had on social media. Like one guy had 120,000 followers. Another guy had 340,000 followers. And I'm like, shit, I can't even think about that. And my first thought was, holy shit, like these guys have a lot of followers. And then I started thinking about, okay, well, how did you get that many followers? And of these, how many followers are actually clients? How many of these are actually paying you to be a client? And then how did they actually get that many followers? And this brings me back to status. And this is a very valuable lesson and an important thing. See, back in high school, your status was always built, mine was always built around being an athlete. It was about how much you benched and what time you ran the 40-yard dash in, and possibly what girls you may date or have dated and the ones you currently might be dating. Today, your status is all about on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and maybe if you have a podcast, these are all ways that you actually gain status. But just like high school, most people lied about how much they benched. Most people lied about how fast they were, and others lied about who they were dating and who they were seeing because they wanted their status to be higher than perceived. And when it came down time to show the results, most people and most of the friends or people that I knew in my circle would run and hide. When it came down time to actually do the work and lift or run or show the results, 40 to 50% of them would run and hide, and they would do considerable less than what they actually said they could. And then they began to make the excuses of, hey, I'm tired, I'm sore, I already worked out, and then maybe I'm injured. But this got me to think about this one thing. What if social media was the same way? What if the followers and the people that like you on social media, Instagram, Facebook, all these things, what if 40 to 70% of the people that follow you, like you, and interact with you were actually fake? That they were just there to make you look better. They were just there to make me look better and make us look more popular than we really are. How different would you feel about your account then? How different would you feel about yourself if you had 120,000 followers and 50 to 60% of them were not even real? If you had 340,000 followers, if you had 25,000 followers. See, one of the things that I realize is no matter how popular I am on social media account, what really matters is, am I living in integrity? What does my bank account say about my popularity? Does it say I'm not making any money, but I'm popular? Does it say I'm not popular, but I'm making money? Does it say I'm out of integrity and I have no money and I'm popular? Or does it say I'm in integrity, I make money, and that I'm not popular? You see, these are the things that you're going to have to begin to question and answer for yourself, because no amount of popularity I really care about if I'm broke. I don't want to be popular and broke. I want to make money. I want to be in integrity. And these are the things that begin to matter the most. And so the reason I'm talking about this is because I've actually experienced being out of integrity. One, not really knowing at first and then realizing it later. But two, with this is there's a price to pay. There's a price to pay to be out of integrity and to not be making money and to not be popular And one of the prices to pay is you can't take care of your wife and kids. You can't take care of your family. And if you can't take care of them, no amount of popularity are you really going to care about. But this is the society that we live in today. So where in your life are you out of integrity? Maybe it's in your bank account. Maybe you're renting cars, kind of like the old rap videos where they'd rent cars, drive around, pretend they had a lot of money. Maybe it's renting a house better than what you can actually afford to live in. Maybe you can't even pay your credit card bills. But where in your life are you out of integrity, and where in your life are you looking for popularity instead of actually getting paid? See, you can buy followers, but can you actually pay your bills? You can pretend on your videos, but can you actually pay your bills? You can hide behind your account on Instagram, on Facebook, all these things, but can you actually pay the bills that you have? The truth is, the only thing that will continue to stand beyond popularity and power, at some point, people will eventually get exposed if they are not in alignment with the truth. So make sure you're committed to one thing. Status only matters when you're in integrity with yourself and when you are paying the bills and you have the popularity within yourself to begin to move forward. So I appreciate you being on here today. And this was a powerful message for me and a reminder for me to continue to be in integrity. And if I'm not in integrity or out of alignment, I need to expose myself to get myself back in alignment with what my values are and my beliefs are, so I can begin and continue on this journey that I call this habit-based lifestyle. So if you're looking to connect further with a group of like-minded people, join myself and so many others in a habit-based lifestyle group on Facebook, where I'll be dropping daily habits to help you live your full potential. If you want to be one of our next case studies and begin living this habit-based lifestyle, if you have questions, comments, or requests, feel free to reach out to me, Jesse@habitbasedlifestyle.com. You can also check out my website, JESSEEWELL.com. Until next episode, have an awesome day.